Welcome, welcome. Question: did you celebrate your successes today? Many times in life, we will come against, we'll have situations in our life come up, things will happen, and it's so easy for us to recognize and pay attention to how we have failed. And, I believe that a lot of it has to do with the conditioning of when we were children. Stop and think about it. When you were a child, you'd be outside playing and no problem. But as soon as you did something wrong, you failed at something, you were scorned by your parents. So one of the things that I have found is that it's really, really easy to find things that we do wrong. But today we want to celebrate your successes, and we want to help you to celebrate. Question: did you celebrate your successes today? Uh-oh. Hold on. Many times in life we will come against. Okay, sorry about that. So here, my name is Rachel Kelly. I'm here with the Fearless Online Entrepreneurs, and I was getting started. I was going on a roll. And I have my awesome panel, Diane Klein and Jody Maley. Ladies, can you come out and please introduce yourself before we get started in our mastermind session? Diane?
I'm here. Sorry, I'm trying to get unmuted. Hi, this is Diane Klein. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and it's a very snowy, stormy day here, but you know what? It's all going to be gone by tomorrow. We're going to be back to fall weather. I'm a stay-home mom, and what I do is I empower women, especially stay-home moms. I would love to encourage them to get back into their self-confident ways that they used to be, and to get out there and know that they can just take life by the storm. Like, they can just go and get crazy, because that's what we were born to do. We were created to be creative and to help others. And not just stay-home moms. I'm here for people who are trying to get off on with their business and have a great start with becoming debt-free. It all starts with becoming debt-free, and then you go from there and you build a financial freedom lifestyle.
Thank you very much, Diane. I appreciate that introduction, and truly you are all that plus so much more. Jody, would you like to come out and introduce yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Jody Maley. I am a mom of 6, 2 his, 2 mine, and 2 together. And, just as Diane said, I'm passionate about helping women and moms and grandmas that seem to jump around from business to business. And they don't make any money doing that. So then they think that there's either something wrong with the company, and then they switch companies. When really, and it's difficult for a lot of people to accept this, it's actually what you are doing with your business that creates your results. And I really want to help women, just start from the inside and work out that they can have their dreams. You can have everything that God wants for you. And a lot of it is accepting. And we're actually going to be talking about that today, so that's it. Zip.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jody. And just as I said about Diane, I say the same about you. You are truly amazing, and there's so many great things about you that I can say, but we'll just wait and we'll talk about some of these things to help the people that come on the panel today, so that we can help them. Our goal is to encourage you and to empower you to move forward in your life. And a little bit about me, I am the encourager. I'm just giving myself the name, the encourager. I just love encouraging people to reach for their dreams, reach for their goals, and that can be in any area in life. Particularly here, we're talking about entrepreneurship, so that is me. Moving forward, we are masterminding out of the book by Jack Canfield called The Success Principles. And what we're talking about today is, excuse me, is the, I'm trying to get back to the page where acknowledge your positive past. Since most people in our culture remember their failures more than their successes, it's the result of leave them alone, zap them approaching to parents. Teaching and management, this is so prevalent in our culture. When you were a child, your parents left you alone when you were playing and being cooperative, and then zapped you when you made too much noise, or you were a nuisance or just in trouble. You probably received a functioning good job when you got an A, but you got a huge lecture when you got a C, a D, or God forbid an F. In school, most of your teachers mark the answer you got wrong with an X rather than marking the ones you got right with a check marked as a star. In sports, you got yelled at when you dropped the football or the baseball. There was almost always more emotional intensity around your error, mistakes, and failures that were around your successes. And I think this is really, really important to take a look at, because we do, when we do something that we feel like that we failed at, that's what we focus on. And it's really, really important that we not do that, because all it's going to do is going to tear down anything that you're going to do. It's going to make you say that I'm not any good, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. All these different excuses we come up with, and then it slows us down from going to where we want to go. But emotionally, that's what our brains have been conditioned to do. So it's important that we recognize that's what's going on. So once you get to the point where you recognize and you're able to kind of just say, you know what, that's fine. It happened. And I've had to learn how to forgive myself, and if I've done something wrong to someone or something in my business, and I'll ask for forgiveness, and I'll just keep going on, because there's an old saying that says, "What's the sense of crying over spilled milk? The milk is spilled, just wipe it up and keep going." Jody, you or Diane want to come out and jump in and share your thoughts on this particular topic?
Sure. Took a minute there. I love this topic, and one of the things that I have, instead of reading, I like listening to audio, which I have mentioned that before, and I'm reading or listening to The Power right now by Rhonda Byrne, and she actually kind of talked about this exact same thing, and she talked about the thing too, that when this topic or other things are brought up, your mind and your head and your heart need to hear it. So this is just literally, I was listening to this exact same thing not even half an hour ago. So it's sort of wow, okay. And that you need to be aware of those signs that God gives you too, and having this kind of acknowledging positive stuff is just like you said. There are so many negative stuff in our world that people tell us, or that we like with the check marks and crossing off all your mistakes and stuff. And one thing that she said that gets you into the feeling of love, because really love is the feeling that will move you forward in anything. And she says, put something out there that each time you see this, it reminds you of love and how much you love something, because it just instantly changes your mindset, right? Because you can't love and hate at the same time. And she said for her, it was like when the light shone through and it would hit her eyes. Every time she saw a bright light, that would remind her of love and to give thanks and be grateful for it. And then she encouraged people to set up something that reminds you every day of just love and giving love. And the one thing that I thought of was the color red. But I love red roses. I love the smell of them. Every time, me and my daughters, we stopped to smell the roses when we were in the grocery store and stuff like that too. And I just thought, you know what? You need to have something that reminds you of something that you really love, so that you get yourself into that feeling instead of the negativity, because we are surrounded by newscasts and people making comments about how bad the weather is or isn't, and gas prices and all these negative things. And so even as I'm just sitting here, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that are red. And to me, that's 8 things that remind me of the love of, I really love roses. And so I think it's important to put that into your day-to-day life.
Thank you very much, Jody. That's a great analogy. We really appreciate that. And hopefully those that are listening in took some nuggets away from that, those tips that you gave. So, one of the things I want to do before we go forward is I want you to type in the comment area. Type in and let us know, what is one success that you've had this week? Ladies, I even want to, if you can, type it over in the chat box and type in one success that you've had this week. And so those that are listening, and we want to see what is your one success. And so you might say, Rachel, why are you making a big deal about me acknowledging my success? Well, the reason is, this is the reason why. And I'm going to give you the Jack Canfield version. The reason it's so important is because of its impact on your self-esteem. Imagine for a moment that your self-esteem is like a stack of poker chips. Then imagine that you and I are playing a game of poker, and you have 10 chips and I have 200 chips. Who do you think is going to play more conservatively in a game of poker? You are. If you lose 2 bets of 5 chips, you're out of the game. I can lose 5 chips 40 times before I'm out of the game. So I'm going to take more risks because I can afford to take the losses. Your level of self-esteem works the same way. The more self-esteem you have, the more risk you're willing to take. Research has shown over and over again that the more you acknowledge your past success, the more confident you become in taking on a successful accomplishing new ones. You know that even if you fail, it won't destroy you because your self-esteem is high. And the more you risk, the more you win in life. The more shots you take, the more chances you have of scoring. Knowing that you had success in the past will give you the self-confidence that you can have more success in the future. So let's look at some simple but powerful ways to build and maintain a level of confidence of self-esteem. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin with the 9 major successes. Here's a simple way to begin an inventory of your major successes. Consider also doing this exercise with your spouse or your family. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, those of you listening, and start by dividing your life into 3 equal time periods. And I'm going to wait for you, so you can grab your paper and pen. I'm not going to go and read that part without you being able to grab your pen and paper. For example, if you were 45 years old, your 3 time periods would be from birth to 15, 16 to 30, and 31 to 45. Then list 3 successes you had for each time period to help you get started. I've listed my own below. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you from the ages of birth to 20, write down, as many successes as you can. He's written down about 3 here. And his was elected parole leader in the Boy Scouts. 2, he caught a winning touchdown pass to win city championship game. 3, he got admitted to Harvard University. So what are your 3 successes that took place between the birth and age of 20? And mine was, I would say I graduated from high school. I went to college. And what's one more that I can say? High school, college, 20, that's kind of a, let me see, I met my father when I turned 18, so those are some of my successes. What are yours? That's the first one. The second one, this is between the age of 20 and 40. 1, Jack earned his master's degree in education from the University of Massachusetts. 2, he published his first book. 3, he found the New England Center for Personal and Organizational Development. So now I want you to write down your 3 successes between the ages of 20 and 40. And ladies, do you want to share yours? If either one of you want to share yours from the age of 20 to 40? One of you can. 20 to 40. I should have waited till the last one. 40 to 60, I ain't there yet, but...
Hey, yeah, on my 20 to 40, well, I did it like 16 to 30, but, that in that time period, I guess from 20 to 40, I guess, I had all 4 of my kids, so that was like a really big one for me. Had my 4 children, and I put in there like I won 3 national awards for a company I was with. That's about it.
Those are great. Thank you for sharing, Jody. Awesome. And so, okay, so then we go to the final third, which is ages 40 to 60. I don't think anybody's really here, but Diane, what your final is, share with us your successes.
Well, the 20 to 40, I had my 3 kids, I got married, and I started my own line venture and becoming entrepreneur.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And what I found is that most people, it's difficult to find their successes so that you can celebrate them. And Jack recommends that you actually, write down 100 successes. Just, because we live in a society that is so negative. Everything, like Jody mentioned, everything is negative. You turn on TV, you look at the news, all you see is negativity around you. So keep, that paper out and write down your 100 successes that you have accomplished in your life. And then he also recommends that you create a victory log. Because another powerful way to keep adding that stack of poker chip is to keep a written record of your successes. It can be as simple as running a list in a spiral-bound notebook or a document on your computer. Or it can be as elaborate as a leather-bound journal by recalling and writing down your successes each day. You log them in your long-term memory, which enhances your self-esteem and builds your self-confidence. And later, if you need a boost of self-confidence, you can reread what you have read. So that's just another tip for you all. Ladies, do you want to jump in? Anybody want to jump in and share anything? Those that are listening in while they're preparing to jump out and say whatever, share with us your thoughts on celebrating your successes, and are you celebrating them? Share with us how you feel about this topic, and if you're not celebrating your successes, tell us why you think that you're not celebrating. Over to you, Jody or Diane.
I'd like to jump out for a sec, Rachel. Since I've learned to celebrate my success, and one of the panel over here are the people that have taught me this lesson is to start celebrating my success, and also my sponsor in the business that I've been in right now. And as I've learned, I've realized that the more you celebrate your successes, the more successes you get. So what I've started to do is I've started to teach my kids to do the same thing. And an important lesson I learned was actually from one of my daughter's teachers. My daughter, who's now in grade 4, had a very rough year in grade 3 because she was really struggling with reading and writing. And I remember going to one parent-teacher meeting, and the teacher said to me, it does not matter where she's at. She needs to be comfortable where she's at and know that she's doing a good job. And I thought, wow, maybe I am being too hard on her at home. Maybe I need to sit down and say, what did you accomplish yesterday and how did you feel? So I started doing that, and I must say, this year in grade 4, it just feels like she's opening up like a flower, because she's prospering just from that process. And I'm like, wow, we have to learn such an important lesson with our kids to know that you have to celebrate it. And something I learned this last week from the book that I'm reading is you have to start giving the people around you, even especially your kids, deposits. Whenever you give them deposits, you feel like the other stuff goes away. You don't always have to nag at them. Pick up your clothes, clean up after yourself. You have to always make sure you focus on giving them the confidence that they need and the compliments, and tell them what they're good at, because the other stuff is so minor.
Yeah, you're right, Diane. And what happens is, they say it takes, for every negative, it takes one. If you get one positive out of it, help me fix it, Jody, because you know where I'm going with this, right? So, like, if you get nine negatives and one positive statement, those 9 negatives will swallow up that one positive. So if you're always hearing, you're not this, you're not that, you're always in trouble, then regardless of that one good thing that you said about that person, it erased it. So it's really, really important that you always find good things to say about people and edify them, because that one thing that you say can literally destroy them. And that's really powerful. I mean, most people don't realize how much power their words have, but your words have a lot of power. You can actually build up, or you can tear somebody down. So just be really careful about the words that come out of your mouth and what you say to your children, to your business partners, because those things will literally destroy your relationships. Anybody want to add to that?
Wow, Rachel. Good morning, first, everyone. Um, and giving honor to our Lord and Savior this beautiful, beautiful day. Um, that was powerful, Rachel. You're absolutely 110% correct on that. You know, you could have a lot of successes in the day, but someone can come in and say something negative and it will kill your whole day. And it is amazing how positive things will build you up, and how somebody can say just one thing out of line during that day that can just change your whole mindset, change how you think about things, make you feel like, oh gosh, why did I do this, or why did I say that? Negative energy can have such a drain on you physically, emotionally, mentally. It just, wow, it takes you a long time sometimes to recover from that. And people don't think about the words that they say. Well, some people don't. Think about the words that they say and how it will impact your life. The one thing I did want to say was what my successes were with age 20 to 40. I had two children. Traveled when we lived in Germany. We went to Italy, France, Austria, Bern, Switzerland. It was really, really beautiful over there. And then we went and traveled all around Germany and saw the different castles and the hot water springs and all of that good stuff. It was nice. And I graduated from Strayer University with honors and received my degree in computer information systems. So I think those are three important successes that I have accomplished between the ages of 20 and 40. Now, 40 and 60, I have 5 beautiful grandchildren. Um, and we purchased our new home that we had custom built for, so that I could get around in the house, that I could get around in easily, and we had accomplished that by the age of 40. But I'm right smack dab in the middle, Rachel, of between that 40 and 60. So I still got just a little bit of time left to add some other successes,
That's
and I'm
awesome.
working on them.
That is so awesome, Sharon. Thank you very much for sharing, because I think it's really important that we look at what we've accomplished. And just as Jack mentioned, it's going to help your self-esteem. If you focus on the good things, if you focus on, just look at your entire life. Don't just look at this week. Look at your entire life and say, what have I had success with? And build on those successes every day. And so when you get down and when you get discouraged, pull that list out and just start reading them. Start going through them. Wow, I did this, I did this, I did this. And it's just going to build up your self-esteem. And so when you do have a bad day or something that comes along, you'll just be able to say, that's nothing. That doesn't mean anything right there, right? I mean, and I'll tell you, like, sometimes I think I'm kind of like cocky, like, but I mean, I have just learned how to, hey, I'm good. I just really, my kids really laugh at me like, Mom, you really think that you don't do no wrong, do you? But, I had to learn how to do that because I had so many failures as a child. I had so many obstacles come into my life that I had to learn how to focus on the good and not the bad in order to be where I'm at today. And even when storms do come in my life, I'm able to still go through them because of the confidence, my self-esteem. I mean, when I was a kid, they talked about me. I was this, I was that. You can say what you want to say about me now. I really don't care. That's where I've gotten to, and it took me a long time to get there. So, I mean, I don't want, of course, I always want to be able to be a person of influence. But, if you're like, just because you're talking about me because you ain't got nothing better to do, that's on you, So it took me a long time to get there, but it's because of me focusing on the successes. And I was looking over here at some of my team successes, and it really makes me happy. It says Jody says I added a person to my team, which helps her family. So not only is her Jody being blessed by adding a new team member on, but now this lady's able to help her family, and that's what it's about. It's about helping other people, and I will tell you that has been one of the now out of all the successes, I love helping other people. So I get this big. No, it all just really comes out when I help somebody. So just wanted to share Jody's, and then Diane said I had someone come back after leaving my team for a couple months. So celebrate the little things. Celebrate. If you got up this like my I think it was my son. He did something. He's been taking my other son to school for me. Thank you, son. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Learn how to celebrate not only your children, but celebrate yourself, and don't beat yourself up. If something happens, I'll give you one more example before we leave. All right. So my husband and my son had asked us if he can go to this carnival, and the carnival was it was at one of these Catholic churches, and we said sure, fine. Well, when we get there, it's like, where does he have us dropping him off at? I mean, you see the gangbangers here, there, and I'm like, God, what am I doing? But, he's at the age where I'm trying to let him grow up. Like, okay, I cannot protect him for the rest of his life. So then I get home and I'm just praying. I'm like, I can't stop praying, Lord, what's going on with my son? And next thing you know, he's calling me. And I'm like, he's like, Mom, they just jumped on me. So, I could have beat myself up because really, now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have left him there. But I was like, I got to let him grow up. He cannot be a baby forever. And I could have really, beat myself up for that. But I couldn't. I just, Lord, forgive me. Son, forgive me. And I had to move on. And guess what? I've moved on. My son's moved on. And it was a valuable. And I just thank God for his protection because he protected him. Do you know that the police was like right here to break it up before it got worse? So me praying put a protection around him. So as parents, a lot of times we want to beat ourselves up because maybe we didn't make a decision that we thought that we should have made. But, you can't do that. And that's why I love this. This last thing I want to say is I love it that we can just say, forgive me, and we are forgiven. So if there's something that you've done that you feel like, you should beat yourself up with, just ask for forgiveness and just keep moving forward. Because as long as you hold that, it's going to weigh you down and it's going to keep you from going to where you are supposed to go in life. Ladies, did any of you have anything else you want to say before we close out?
Yeah, I do. Just a little bit here. It's probably noisy in my background. My kids are still at home because of the teacher strike. Now they're doing dishes. But what I wanted to mention here is the fact that, Jack Canfield has you kind of breaking up your life into 3 parts right now to celebrate all your wins in different parts. And I think that the power behind this is the fact that having so many wins already from like your birth to 15 and 16 to 30 and then 31 to 45, however your life is breaking up right now, you will find that you're going to find a lot from those first years. You're going to find a lot from the middle years. And it's really great to focus on this because, people kind of think, oh, well, now I'm halfway done. But the thing is that you're going to have in the future so many celebrations as well. And this is a little picture here. I don't know if you can see this. Kind of funny that it's roses and kind of pinkish red here, right? This is actually something that my grandma painted. And my grandma passed away about 2 years ago, and she was 93 years old. And I think to her, she is one of the people that I look up to a lot in my life because she had 4 children as well. And they owned a jewelry store, so she handled all the finances behind the jewelry store. She handled all the meals. She handled all the kids going to their various activities and stuff. But when she hit her 40s, this is when she learned to paint. She always wanted to be a painter. And this is a picture actually of a watercolor that she did. And when she hit 40, she learned how to paint. She learned how to paint in watercolor. She learned how to paint in pastel. They retired early. I believe she was about 55 when they retired. And then going on, she still continued to learn and have so many celebrations past the age of 40. Like my grandpa passed away a few years ago from Alzheimer's, and my grandma, after he had passed, she still continued every week to go to a dance. So she still continued to go to a dance every week, and kind of, it was a memory of in my grandfather. And then she was 88, so about 5 years before she passed away. She learned to play the drums in a band. And, you know, there's people like that have such a full life, and the fact that she learned and stepped out and did so much stuff past her 40s. So to me, that's just an encouragement that I want to give people, is that, you know, you might think, oh, I had such a great life, you know, when I was little, and maybe in the in-between time, not so much celebrations, and now, oh, I'm facing into those last years and I have nothing to look forward to. Well, I don't think that's true. You still have so many wins left. You still have so much to learn and do. And like my grandma, you know, right until the day she passed away, she lived life to the fullest. She continued to learn new stuff. And that's what I want in my life and for my kids too.
Wow, Jody, that was excellent. That was excellent. And I think Diane was coming out, but before Diane comes out, I do want to clarify something. I was thinking, okay, like they think that I probably dropped him off with nothing but gang members. But there was a safe side to this carnival. It was like over here where all the, you know, people that were riding on carnivals and stuff, but him and his friends ventured out there to the other. So I just needed to clarify that part. Diane, come on out.
Oh, you're so funny, Rachel. I just wanted to say to those people out there listening that they need to know that they have to focus on also celebrating their progress. I mean, we all have to start somewhere, and every successful person in this world started exactly where we are starting and where we have started ourselves. And that's with the first step, and to take action and to know that you are making progress. And it's all about self-talk. I know Rachel touched a little bit on that. It's what you tell yourself. It's what you tell yourself and where you're going and what you want. So keep focusing on the self-talk and keep focusing on celebrating the progress. We can't hear you, Rachel.
Absolutely, Diane. I want to come out because I keep losing connection. I want to say that, you know, be selective in who you hang out with and who you are around. Be with a team that's going to help you to grow and to develop, and be passionate about what you want to do. If you don't have that burning desire to achieve your goals and dreams, then you're going to struggle. But as long as you have your blueprint laid out so that you and follow what your leaders tell you, because they've already been there and you're trying to get to where they are. So be persistent, be consistent, and stay focused. If you stay focused on the prize at the end, which are your goals and dreams that you have already visualized in your mind, then stay focused and go down that path, and don't stop until you get to the end and you have achieved your dreams and goals. So stay positive and stay focused.
Wow, Sharon, that was a powerful way to end this hangout. Stay positive, stay focused, and make sure that you surround yourself around people who will build you up and not tear you down. So crucial in this entire process, this entire journey called life. And so with that, I'm going to say thank you very much to those of you who have came out to be with us. I don't know if you have any questions. If you do, please write them in the question box. If you have any comments you want to leave with us, if you want to just share with us your successes, we want to celebrate you today. We want to, tell you how proud we are of you. And even I think back to, like, every week, my husband and I, we do this little exercise, and we'll say, how did I best meet your needs this week? How did I best meet your needs? And a lot of times, because maybe in your relationships you may find problems, maybe you had a really rough week. Sometimes it's hard to pull in there and dig out that positive. But just as there is something, I don't care if because we've had some bad weeks. I think anybody that has been married has not had a perfect week. You've had one every now and then. When you have those types of weeks, it's something powerful happens when you go in and you pull out the good. So yeah, we've had a bad week, but I go in and I pull out that good. It changes the whole atmosphere of our date night, the time that we're together. So if that's going to change the whole atmosphere of him and I being together, what will it do for you in your self-esteem? What will it do for you in your journey called life? My friend, thank you very much for coming out, hanging out with us. We love you. We appreciate you. If you would like to be a part of our group, find us over at Fearless Online Entrepreneurs on Facebook. We have a group. Also, we have our blog. We ask that you go over and hang out on our blog. Leave your comments, your ideas, your thoughts, and join us in this journey called Entrepreneurship Life at fearlessonlineentrepreneurs.com. Take care. God bless, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye for now.